Hey, I just want to share with you a letter I received, a blackmail letter I received from somebody wanting to use Bitcoin to extort, blackmail money out of me, because apparently he found out about my dark secret, the awful things I was doing to my wife, and found out I was cheating with her on multiple women. I had kids with a lot of these women, and I was gambling everything that we owned. I put like 2 mortgages on our home, and this guy found out, apparently, because he sent me a letter. And he didn't mention it specifically in the letter, but he knew about it. He wants me to send over 15 grand to his Bitcoin account. So let me give you guys the details of this, and let me ask your opinion on what to do. So this is the letter that he sent. Came out of Tennessee. Now, whether that he lives in Tennessee or he's in Costa Rica using it, whatever. But we know that he used a stamp here, so that cost him at least 50 cents per the letter. So I know he's serious, because if he wasn't serious, he's not going to spend 50 cents to try to make something out of nothing. So obviously he knows about this deep, dark secret that I have. So let's look at the letter, shall we? So here it is. Hello, Brandon. I'm going to cut to the chase. My name is Black-31. Who would name their kid Black-31? Anyways, and I know about the secret you're keeping from me, your wife, and everyone else. More importantly, I have evidence of what you've been hiding. I don't want to go into specifics here in case your wife intercepts this. And because, God, if she intercepted it, why would she think something was up, right? That she received this letter from her about her husband. But you know what I'm talking about. Yes, I do. You found out about my affairs, my kids, my gambling problems, you know, the different things that I've been doing behind her back. Now, you don't know me personally, and no one hired me to look into you, nor was I looking to burn you. It is just your bad luck that I stumbled across your misadventures while working a job around, and he puts my specific hometown, so I know he's serious. He put my specific hometown. He's identifying me. How many people live in my town who's also cheating on their wives and who's also gambling? So he knows me. Okay, he knows me. Because he put my hometown in this letter. And he knows my name. He had my name, my full name. I don't know how he knew it, but he knew it, okay? So I then put more time than I probably should have looking into your life. And frankly, I'm ready just to forget this whole thing and just to let you get on with your life. And I'm going to give you 2 options which will accomplish this very thing. Those 2 options are to either ignore this letter or simply just pay me $15,200. Wonder why he's asking for $15,200. Why not just an even $15,000? I don't know. Maybe he's getting greedy by adding that $200. I don't know. But let's examine those 2 options in more details. First option is to ignore this letter. And that's, let me tell you guys, that's what I want to do, is to ignore this letter. And not even post it here on YouTube, and just ignore it and go on with my life. And I'm leaning towards that. So I'm asking you guys what your opinion is. Let me tell you what will happen if you choose this path. I will take the evidence to send to your wife. What? And as an insurance against you intercepting it before your wife gets it, I will also send copies to her friends, her family, and to all your nearest neighbors. My God. So Brandon, even if you decide to come clean with your wife, it won't protect her from the humiliation she will feel when her friends and family find out about your sordid details for me. I don't know what that, sordid, S-O-R-D-I-D. Maybe that's a word, I just never learned it. Okay, guys, right now I'm a little bit worried because I could intercept it. You know, I work from home, and I could intercept this letter if he does send it to try to, you know, communicate with her. But the problem is he's gonna send a letter to all my neighbors, right? And one of these neighbors is going to rat me out and say, look, your husband's cheating on you. He's a gambling addict. He's got issues. He's got kids with other women you don't know about. And she's going to send it to her work. I don't, you know, I have no way to prevent that. All right, so at this point, you may be thinking, All right, well, let's go to the second option, right? The second option is pay me $15,200. We'll call this a confidentiality fee. Now, let me tell you what happens if you choose this path. Your secret remains your secret. You go on with your life as though none of this has ever happened. Though you may want to do a better job of keeping your misdeeds secret in your future. You know what? I am going to do a better job of that, guys. I'm going to, when I'm with all these extra wives or extra women, I'm going to be a little bit more careful not to get them impregnated. I'm going to try to cover my identity when I gamble. I want to, try to do a better job. Okay, now that would be option 2 for me. So I'm thinking about that. I'd have to borrow the money, but I'm thinking about it. Okay. Hopefully she doesn't find out about that. At this point, you may be thinking, I'll just go to the cops. I could do that, right? I could do this, get this guy. Which is why I have taken steps to ensure this letter cannot be traced back to me. What? So that won't help you. And it won't help stop the evidence from destroying your life. I'm not looking to break your bank. I just want to be compensated for the time I've been putting to investigate you. That's actually reasonable. I can understand that. $15,200 seems reasonable. He could ask for more. He could ask for 30 or 40 or 100. But he's only asking for $15,200. Okay. He's being generous here. So let's assume you have come to this obvious conclusion that your best option is to pay me. You will pay me anonymously through Bitcoin. If you want me to keep your secret, then send me $15,200 in Bitcoin to the receiving Bitcoin address. And I'll put that address on the back page of this letter here, so you can see it. Listed on the bottom of this letter. Payment must be received within 9 days of this postmark. Oh, guys, it's been weeks. I haven't paid him yet. I'm wondering if he'd still take it. I haven't heard anything from my wife yet. Anyways, tell no one what you will be using this Bitcoin for, or they may not sell it to you. Oh, okay. They don't want me to tell anybody why I'm sending it. The procedure to obtain Bitcoin can take a day or two, so you don't have to put it off. If I don't receive this Bitcoin by the deadline, I will go ahead and release the evidence to everyone. And then the least you could do is tell your wife so you can be prepared for her friends and family before they find out. If you're familiar with Bitcoin, then you may use any Bitcoin exchange that you want. If you're not familiar with how to do this procedure, and to send Bitcoin, the following is the instructions. Get the required amount of cash ready to ensure it is in your bank account, depending on your method of purchase, and go to localbitcoins.com on the computer. So I want to show you here real quick. Let's see. I'm going to show you here. So this is the instructions. I won't leave this up here long. But that's all the instructions he's given me to send him this money. And here's his Bitcoin address. So, I'm at a dilemma, guys. Should I send it? Should I send it? Well, there's only one problem with this. I don't have a wife. So that's going to kind of make it kind of hard. I mean, I don't even have a wife, so maybe he's mistaken. Maybe, I don't know, maybe he's mistaken. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe he knows about this other secret that he's going to share to everybody about. I don't know. I tell you what, though, this would be a good idea to get money out of people, right? Let's say you send this letter to 100 people. Yeah, it costs you a lot in stamps. But out of 100 people, if you get one person to send you $15,000, would it be worth doing? It would be, right? Just randomly pick 100 addresses out of an address book, and then just send it away and hope that you get one person to send you $15,000, and then you'll have a lot of money. That seems like it's more like what this guy's trying to do. And that's one reason why he's using Bitcoin, is because he knows that there's going to be some sucker that's going to fall for this, right? Most people are not going to fall for it. Most people are going to know. A lot of people don't even know what Bitcoin is. I know what Bitcoin is. I know what it's used for. It's used for good and evil. Just like regular currency is, right? But, so yeah, this is really fun that this guy did this. He got my address completely wrong. It was forwarded to a relative that I was at temporarily before I got my place several years ago. So, he got the address wrong. He got my town wrong because I don't live in that town any longer. He got my name right. He did get that right. But everything else, falls through the cracks. Now listen, out of 100 people, how many of those people might have something small that they're doing, right? One person might have an affair on his wife. It could be something simple, right? He didn't necessarily say it was a relationship, an extramarital relationship. You could have been gambling, like I was saying. You could have done anything, something small that, you might find insignificant, but that person, if their wife is a deeply religious person, and it could break up the marriage, and they pay $15,000, they might do it. It only takes one person to way exceed your investment of your time and your money. So I don't know how this guy got my address, but he just randomly sent it out to me. And he is going to find a sucker. And of course he's using Bitcoin because he's able to blackmail the money without being fingerprinted to anybody. So, he's going to find a sucker to do it. And then your odds go up the more you send out, right? If he sends out 1,000, you might get 2 or 3 suckers. That's $45,000. Tax free, right? It's Bitcoin. So anyways, I thought I wanted to share this with you guys. This is one reason why I wouldn't invest with Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now is selling at 6,000, 7,000 right now. The highest, I think it reached 20,000 per Bitcoin. Here's the thing. When you screw with the Federal Reserve, that basically owns the world. And right now, Bitcoin's a flea on the Federal Reserve's back, right? It's bothering them a little bit, but nothing big. If this thing catches on so much, they'll just swap Bitcoin away like a gnat. And trust me, they have their means to do it. And the U.S. government has their means to swat them off whenever they feel like it. Don't get me wrong, it won't be easy, but they have the ability to do it. To basically stonewall them every time they want to do business somewhere. We've already seen it at several places, merchants that's being taken off the internet, sometimes unethically, for anybody that engages with Bitcoin. So in my opinion, it's not a secure investment. I think if you invest in it, you're investing in something that's doomed. And I'm not saying that that's the right thing. I'm not saying Bitcoin's not a good thing. Like I said, it can be used for good and evil. And the people that are good guys that work with the Federal Reserve or the government, they want to be the ones that get away with murder. They want to be the ones to get away with crimes and money laundering. They don't want you to do it. And so Bitcoin is for smaller people to be able to do it. And eventually there's going to be swatted like a gnat. And that's my opinion, and that's why I don't think it's a good long-term investment. And then, of course, you got stuff like this, right? So, and a video like this can be used for propaganda to be against Bitcoin. That's not my intention. But I think people should be aware of it in case someone searches for this and actually believes that someone's trying to scam them out of money. That way they know it's fake. All right. Thanks for watching, guys.